So we welcome to the Food and Drink Show Dr. Simon Poole, author, GP and director of Positively Good For You. Good evening to you, sir.
Good evening, Mark.
Many thanks for coming in and joining us on the show. It's great to have somebody of your calibre on the show, and I'm even more pleased to see that somebody of your calibre has also brought in some goodies for us to taste. It's a good way to get onto the Food and Drink Show, in all fairness. Right, let's get a bit of background then. You are a GP that's practising at the moment.
Yes, that's right.
And you have a real passion for healthy eating and specifically Mediterranean food.
Yes, I mean the Mediterranean diet, which is a diet that's been around, of course, for many, many years, is not a fad diet. It's a diet based on years and years of research to understand why it has such a beneficial effect on health, the old traditional diet of the Mediterranean.
So, well, let me ask you that question. Why does it have such a beneficial effect on health?
Well, it ticks all the boxes that we now understand to be nutritionally good for you. So it's lots of fruit and lots of vegetables. The food tends to be low glycemic index, so it's cereal-based in many ways. It contains particular elements that are high in antioxidants, like fruits, coloured vegetables. The coloured vegetables we know have particularly powerful chemicals that help our health. So nuts and seeds, and it's a very natural diet with red meat eaten in lower quantities than we tend to in the West, with a moderate amount of dairy products, a glass or two of wine with an evening meal perhaps, and olive oil at its heart as a very, very good for you fat. So it really ticks all the boxes that we now understand to be good for you.
So the oil that you've developed is called Positively Good For You. It's the reason you're here tonight. We're looking at the bottles right now, which I have to say are very interesting design, and in what is a very complex and crowded marketplace, one might argue, a pretty good looking bottle really. There's obviously a lot of work that's gone into this and research and development. Has it taken very long?
Yes, well, it's evolved over several years really, and now we know that there's increasing research to show that olive oil as a single element to the Mediterranean diet and lifestyle has a very powerful effect, a beneficial effect on health. So it's a good fat, so reduces cholesterol. There's also some evidence to show that it may reduce blood pressure, and a recent scientific study suggested that 20 mils of olive oil a day perhaps reduced your risks of heart disease by as much as 44% in the context of a fit and active lifestyle. So we were impressed by the health benefits of olive oil, but also the fact that not all olive oil is the same, because there are many olive oils where we are not aware of their antioxidant levels. So we went out to specifically look for olive oils that were high in antioxidants.
Yeah, this is where it starts to get really interesting, because could you just tell us a little bit more of the background of the research that you did to find the right type of olive oil with the right level of antioxidants in it?
Yes, well, about a year or so ago, the European Union, who are tightening the legislation around food health claims, there was a successful submission to allow olive oil to have a health claim if it had a certain level of antioxidants in it. And we actually are the first, Positively Good For You, it's the first extra virgin olive oil in Europe to be awarded the ability to have a high in antioxidants for a healthy heart claim on it. And the reason is, as you say, around these levels of antioxidants. And research shows that the mass-produced olive oils, which we so commonly see in the supermarkets, often are very low in antioxidants, and that's partly because they are cultivated in a way that decreases the antioxidants. So we went out to search for a single estate that we could guarantee the quality from.
So you've sourced the raw product. I noticed that you've got quite a large range of different flavours, and some of the flavours are very different to the normal flavours that you see in the super. There's a couple that are similar. You've got a garlic-infused oil, haven't you?
Yes, we've got 6 flavours. There's garlic, black pepper and balsamic vinegar, all into one. There's chili, and there's a rosemary-infused olive oil. And then there are also 3 fruit oils. So there's mandarin, lemon, and bergamot, which is a wonderful Calabrian, southern Italian fruit. And they're created by our grower, by our partner in Italy, by a method called agrumato, which is a traditional method of combining the fruit or the herb with the olive oil at the time of pressing. So in other words, the 97% olive oil and the 3% lemon is actually pressed together at the same time to get the juices to fuse together. And the whole of the lemon or the whole of the mandarin is put in the pressing device, rind and pith and peel and all. And that's why you get the wonderful flavours when you get the final product after the pressing.
Never heard of that before. I think it's fantastic. This kind of visual picture of the olives and the fruit, for example, being pressed together is fantastic as well.
Yes, and we know that these traditional methods of cultivation are the ones that are associated with the most healthy oils.
Yeah.
Because oils that are high in antioxidants are obviously from olives that are high in antioxidants. And the olive tree needs to produce antioxidants to protect itself in the harsh environment. So the arid, dry environment, perhaps on the side of a hillside, rolling down to the Mediterranean Sea, is what creates the most antioxidants in a traditionally cultured olive tree. So the problem with many of the olive oils, the other olive oils around, is that if they're irrigated in order to increase yield, the antioxidant levels diminish. So we found a particular grower who we knew harvested and looked after and cultivated his olive trees in a traditional way, which is an expensive way to produce olive oil, but a really good way to produce really healthy and fantastically flavoursome oils, and took all the oils along to the laboratory for analysis and found them to be very high in these polyphenolic antioxidants, which we know are so good for you.
It's interesting, a lot of new business startups, especially in the food sector, tend to have come along quite a rocky road. And it sounds to me from what you're saying that you've had a pretty pleasurable experience of developing your own product.
Yeah, well, I think the difference is, maybe the difference is that we actually have an absolute passion for it.
Yeah.
You know, the three partners involved, Eddie Stableford from Bright, a food innovation and brand developer, and Mauro Boero, who's an Italian who grew up on his father's olive groves and is passionate about olive oil. Myself, again, really enthused by the health of the oils. That's the passion that's been driving it. When we finally got these to market a couple of months ago, it was an absolute joy to see them in delicatessens and to get people's feedback about them, tasting them and actually giving us feedback and suggesting recipes, novel ways to use the oils, and to use them as part of every day to dip and dress and drizzle and just even to decorate on the table.
How's the reception been for the oils? I mean, you said that it's going very, very well, but it is a crowded marketplace. So you have a USP of there being more antioxidants, for example, in your oils, but has it been a difficult process to get them out into the market?
Well, at the moment we're in delicatessens, and the delicatessens are very enthusiastic. I mean, we're supporting them by doing tastings, so we'll go to the delicatessens on a Saturday morning and do some tastings with customers, and we love the feedback, and we love it when people taste them and love the oils. So we're supporting the delicatessens as well, but they've been very interested in having stock, and we're hoping to maybe approach the supermarkets in the next few months to see if the supermarkets will be interested. Although, as you say, that's quite a crowded market, but we believe that we've got a product that not only is different in terms of its health benefits, but also is different because of these fabulous range of tastes which we can introduce to the UK market.
What's your favourite flavour?
Oh, now there's a question. Last week, my favourite flavour was mandarin, and I love putting it on a citrus salad with walnuts and beetroot perhaps, or a little bit of duck. And this week it's bergamot. I'm really into the bergamot, which is a fascinating fruit. And of course the oil is used in Earl Grey tea. And so it just gives an echo of a little bit of Earl Grey in the olive oil, which makes it fabulous. And the other day I just melted a little bit of high cocoa dark chocolate in with the oil and had it as a dessert oil drizzled over some fresh pineapple, and that was just absolutely stunning. So that's my favourite this week.
This is the part of the food and drink show that's always my favourite, because there are still people jumping off trains that have had a hard day in London. They're coming back, they're absolutely starving hungry, and the first thing they hear is us talking about drizzling oil with chocolate in it over pineapple. It's like, we actually have had complaints. Isha, the producer, is here with me. She's hovering, waiting to try some of this oil. But we have had complaints about the way we describe food and making people feel hungry, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
And I think you might be guilty of that tonight.
I'm sorry.
Right, so let's try one then, or a couple or so. What have we got here to try tonight?
Well, I've brought you some of the rosemary and some of the garlic, black pepper and balsamic.
What are you going to go for?
I'm going to go for the rosemary.
Okay, go on, you go first. And then I'll try the garlic. People expect you to say it's really nice, but genuinely, they are good, aren't
It's very good.
You try this one. This is the garlic, black pepper and balsamic vinegar. Here we go again. See, that is good. I've had olive oil with garlic. I've had olive oil with, I think I've had it with black pepper, but I've never had it with balsamic vinegar mixed in as well. But it's quite a traditional way of serving olive oil, isn't it? With the balsamic vinegar sort of drizzled in on top as well.
Yes, that's often a good combination. But the pepper as well as the garlic, which give it that little edge as well, that little peppery pungency, I think makes it a very special and different oil as well.
Dr. Paul, it's been absolutely superb to have you on the show this week. Many thanks for coming in. Thank you for bringing some of the samples as well for us to taste. They're genuinely lovely. If people want to find these, where can we send them to?
Well, we're in local delicatessens, a number of delicatessens in Cambridge and the surrounding area, in Shelford and in Ely and so on. So we're in local delicatessens, and if you go into your local delicatessen and you can't find it, then ask them to get in contact with us and we'll supply. And we're also available on Big Barn, which is a website which will deliver. So you can choose a range of oils and just tick the boxes for those, and they will deliver to your door if you want to order it online.
And for further information, presumably you've got a website for these as well.
Yes, it's www.pgfy.com or www.positivelygoodforyou.com. Either will get you through to the website, which gives more information about how you can use the oils, and it's interactive, so if you come across some great recipes, if you produce some great ideas to use the oils in different ways, then do get in touch, and it's got a lot of more information about the health qualities and the source of the oils as well.
Dr. Paul, once again, many thanks for your time.
Thank you.